What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the Order Wing Dr. Vibe show. As always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. I'm also a certified empowerment coach and president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. And just know that the Dr. Vibe show is the place for epic conversations, and Dr. Vibe is the host of Epic Conversations. And like I always say, I love bringing on new friends to the Dr. Vibe show. But this is a little different. This lady is a friend to me, but she's not a friend to many of you. So tonight, we're going to let her out of the box, so to speak, and make her just rock and roll with you tonight and take you to a next level, especially when it comes to goals. We have Cherise Taylor. She's the founder and chief empowerment officer of Tailored for You Enterprises, a service-based company that she established in 2013 to help encourage and empower career professionals. She serves as a trainer, coach, and mentor, and a singer who helps people connect and communicate with confidence. Known as the, quote, win at work, unquote, coach, Cherise works with groups and individuals to reach their greatest potential and help cultivate successful careers. Quote, I want to help people right where they are and show them how they can take who they are and what they have, and make it better. I want to inspire people and to have the courage to take their limits off their lives, unquote. She's based in St. Louis, Missouri, and has worked with her local Urban League chapter, the Federal Employment Women's Group, Boys and Girls Clubs, and many other organizations and groups. Her primary goal with these organizations is to help them live blessed and fulfilling lives personally and professionally. She is here with us tonight. She's going to talk about goal setting to help you win the goal. Now, I have known Cherise via online for a long time, and if you want, make sure you follow her on Periscope. She broadcasts and I'm underlined, every day on Periscope, and I'm sure she'll give her a Twitter handle for you to take down and just follow her everywhere. But welcome to the first time, and hopefully not the last time on the Dr. Vibe show, Cherise Taylor. What is up?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vibe. It is such an honor, such a privilege, such a blessing to be here with you, kind soul. I was so excited for this day to come. I was telling my friends and my family.
Well, you know what?
Guess what, Bill?
Well, you know what? You got to live up to the hype then tonight. It's all about you. You know that.
I know. I better bring it.
You gotta bring it. I have known, as I said, I've known Cherise for a while. She loves to have fun. She does great live streaming via Periscope all the time, but I don't think she's been on YouTube Live or in this sort of format for a long time, if ever. So this is her debut. First time. So what we like to do, and you know what? She likes to have fun. So if you don't like to have fun, shut off your machine.
Oh yeah, honey, you won't make it through this broadcast.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it through this. You're not gonna make it through this epic conversation. You might as well just, either turn off your tablet or turn off your desktop, turn off your laptop, turn off your smartphone, and just go away. But
yeah, because it's a party up in here tonight.
You better believe it. We're gonna, or as one of my mentors, Mario Armstrong, it's a party with a purpose tonight.
There you go. I like that.
Party with a purpose. My mentor, Mario Armstrong. So, what we always like to do when we have friends on for the first time on the Dr. Vibe show, where did you grow up? Did you grow up in St. Louis?
I did.
Wow. Okay,
I did.
So what was life?
Born and raised.
So what was life growing up in St. Louis? And it's ironically, last night I did my "Do You Know What Time It Is?" my weekly live audio roundtable with Black male thought leaders, and one of the panelists is from St. Louis.
Oh my! Must be a wonderful person.
There you go. So back to back St. Louis. So what was life growing up in St. Louis like?
Oh my goodness, it was great. My mom is from here. My mom is from St. Louis. My dad is from Norfolk, Virginia. They met while serving in the Air Force. And my dad and my mom decided to make their base here and, to come back to her hometown and establish and raise their family. And so along with myself, I have one older brother and I have two younger brothers. And they're my BFFs. We're very close. So we grew up together in a fairly small home. I always shared a room with, a couple of the little knuckleheads called my brothers. And it was fun. It was a lot of rough housing, lots of sports and things like that. The only sport that I actually did was track and field. Now, though I had a passion for track and field, I was not decorated. But ooh, did I have fun. I had fun, but my brothers were all in sports. They were in football and wrestling and basketball, baseball, and all of that. And so I was the practice person. Instead of them going to each other, they would, say, "Hey, I need to practice this play. I need to practice this wrestling move." And it was yours truly that got chosen for that.
So a little insight on that. How was it being only girl surrounded by all boys?
It was hard up until a certain age. A lot of times people hear that, oh, you grew up with three brothers, you're the only girl, you must have been spoiled rotten. No, I was not spoiled rotten. The boys were. It was interesting in my house because I almost kind of got into this role of like a second mom almost. And so the youngest boy was the one who was really, truly spoiled. But the boys, as I affectionately call them, they were the spoiled ones. But it taught me a lot of responsibility. It gave me a great sense of insight into the male species. So it was very valuable in that sense to have three brothers.
Now, when it comes to, I guess, influence, and where did your parents push you when it came to education or, growing up, etc.? Were they pushing you as much, or did they push you a lot in regards to education?
Oh, yes. I mean, it was, if you don't bring those grades home, this belt is going to be across their butt. That was kind of, that was kind of how it went in my house. My parents greatly valued, they both went to college. They did not graduate, but they both did some college with the GI Bill. And they, established, my dad was a photo technician for 30 years. My mother worked for the Veterans Administration after her time in the Air Force, and she just retired.
Oh, wow.
She just retired 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
So she did 42 years at the Veterans Administration here in St. Louis, serving our veterans, helping them make sure that they get their benefits. Their widows would get their benefits, children, and things of that nature. So they both had long careers, but they pushed both myself and my brothers to get education. I mean, that was, you come home with the right grades or you got the belt. I mean, it was just pretty cut and dry.
So then what values did your parents instill in you?
The fundamental things I think that they instilled in me were established very early. It was to always, put God first, to stay humble, that nothing that you are, nothing that you have is from you alone. It's a gift from God. So stay humble, stay grateful, a heart filled of gratitude, and also to always share. That was something that was really emphasized by my parents. I guess because we had, the four of us. Share what you have, not only with your siblings, but with other people. And my mom loves to tell the story of, how I was as a kid. I would, if there was a kid being teased, I would go over to the child that was teasing and say, this is like a 5-year-old Cherise.
Okay.
When you say those types of things and call those types of names, it hurts the other person's feelings. So I was just always a counselor, always a guide. From the fifth grade until my senior year, my nickname was Grandma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't a tease thing. It was started by this young girl in my fifth grade class, who was going through a little fifth grade problem. I saw Justin pass Stacy a note, and he's supposed to go to the fall dance with me and this and that. What should I do? And I gave her whatever little fifth grade advice I gave. But then she said, "Oh, you're just so kind, like a grandma." And it took off like wildfire. So what I would do, not every day, but most days of the week, there were parallel bars at the playground. And it became a thing where the kids would come by the parallel bars and share their problems with me. And, I would just give a hug or, give whatever, sage advice I had at 10 years old to their little problems.
Wow. So as you carried this wonderful trait on when you were growing up, when you, okay, let me put that to the side a bit. So going through school, what did you study in school, high school, college, etc.? And did that grandma syndrome ever leave you completely while you were going through that journey?
No, it never left. High school was general studies. I was a very social person, very involved. Students Against Drug Driving. There was a high step program, high school taught educational program, where I would go with other high school juniors and seniors to teach character education to elementary school kids. So I was in choir, and you mentioned my singing. So the singing was, has always been a part of my life. But I'm very involved in that in high school. But I never fit into a clique. I was always kind of grandma, and all the cliques, I kind of got along with everybody, but I didn't fit into like a particular group, right. Which also has served me well in my adult years because of that experience, I'm able to, which is part of what I do at Tailored for You, to teach elementary and teens as well as college age students about being comfortable with self. There may not be a group that you click with, and it's okay. So I lived through that and had that, and it was such an empowering thing. But that did lead to me going into education for my undergraduate studies, and then for my graduate studies, getting a master's degree in professional counseling.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so grandma never left. She's still in here.
Still alive and well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way.
So when did the moment come that you said, I should pursue coaching?
Probably about a year or so, year and a half into counseling. The thing that is here, it's in me, but it was not wanting to deal with, essentially for me, not wanting to deal with all the red tape. I wanted people to have access to me. I knew that it would limit to some degree who I could work with, what types of things I could tackle, switching from professional counseling, because they are different. And going to life coaching and career coaching, I knew that it would kind of cap a little bit of who I could serve. But I wanted people to have access to me without the red tape. And so it just seemed like a natural progression for me coming out of that. And I went to Abilene Christian University shortly after getting my MA and expanded it with a conflict resolution and peace studies certification program. And so I'm able to thread all of that with my education background, counseling, conflict resolution into what I do right now actively as a coach. And I love it. I
Was was
absolutely love it.
was it an easy transition?
It really was for me.
Okay.
It really was just still staying in that helps and that service based profession. It was an easy transition for me.
Okay.
Yes.
How did Tailored for You come about?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked.
I'm glad I did something good.
You do everything well, Dr. Bob. But here's the thing. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Thank you.
And I was having a discussion in 2012 with a human resources professional. And I was proposing doing some effective listening workshops for our staff. I spent 10 years with a local library system here in St. Louis as a trainer for the staff and for the public at large. Just, that grandma thing just never left me. Always training, always serving, always helping, and offering guidance. And with this HR professional, she said, well, Cherise, it's not that it's a bad idea. I just think that career professionals should come into the job with those skills. They should have customer service skills. They should have effective listening skills and all those other soft skills that I was proposing. And I disagreed. I said, no, I said, that's not true. I said, depending on a person's background and depending on, what their work experience and what their training has been thus far in their career, they may not have the level of professionalism with their soft skills that they need. But if they're willing, if they're open-minded and they're willing, they can improve them. Because here's the deal, Dr. Vibe, is that they're perishable skills. Effective listening and communication, which is really the heart and soul of what I do with my clients through Tailored for You. Effective communication within the workplace. Talk about conflict resolution, careful confrontation, communication with your customers, and things of that nature. So I didn't believe that. And it was one situation, Dr. Vibe, where I just knew I was right. And I said, even though this organization isn't in sync with me, I think there are other organizations that will be. And so a month later, I established Tailored for You.
And how was the first few months of Tailored for You? How did it start? Was it a challenge to get things going, or did it just fly
Yep.
because you were grandma and grandma just adapts to anything?
Because I didn't know anything about marketing, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get the word out. I don't know how I'm going to get clients. So it started with, believe it or not, some tech training, some basic tech training and social media training with what I call the chronologically gifted audience, those persons who are 60 plus. I started doing that. And then I started to utilize LinkedIn and Facebook and started asking friends and started asking past colleagues, hey, I have these workshops on customer service, on building effective teams, it's all about communication, leadership, all of that I talk about in my workshops. It's all about how you connect and communicate with others. And so it took some time because I really, and I'm still learning. In March it'll be 5 years.
Wow.
My 5-year anniversary, but I'm still learning, I'm still growing. But that's how I got the clients, the Boys and Girls Club, the Urban League. And then you do a workshop for one organization, and, if you do a great job, word of mouth gets out there, just learning how to utilize social media, email marketing, those types of things, better and better. So it was a little rough getting started.
Right.
but
you
I continue to grow.
You stayed the course.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I know that there's a specific topic you want to cover tonight, and I wanted some of our audience to find a little bit about you and how you went from here to where you are now. But you wanted to share about tonight goal setting to help you win the goal. Why did you want to share about this topic this evening?
Well, you know, Dr. Vibe, it's January
Yep.
as of this live stream,
Yep.
and this is a time where this is a time of the year that's infamous for new goals, new dreams, new aspirations, new plans, New Year's resolutions. And usually by this time, most of them have floundered, blown away, if you will. And yeah, I mean, it's happened to me. It's happened to most of us where we have the best intentions and we're gonna, set all these resolutions and just become a new person when the calendar flips to January 1st. And so I wanted to talk about goals, specifically SMART goals, and how to implement these steps. Put the puzzle together so that things don't flop and fall short for you because it's still early. And I believe I don't care if it's December and you're starting new goals. Every day is a new beginning. So you never give up. So I wanted to talk about some steps people can take.
Sure. Well, the mic and the screen is yours, so make it happen.
Okay. So first of all, if I may, and I do have some notes here that I'm going to refer to because
Sure.
I don't want to miss a
There you
thing.
go.
I might sing a little bit too, Dr. Vibe, if you don't
Absolutely.
mind.
Go, make it like, as the song says, make it like it was.
Ooh,
There,
Regina Bell, honey,
Regina
don't get me
Bell.
distracted now.
Yeah,
Let
there
me
you
sing
go.
Make It Like It Was.
Make it like it was.
Okay. I love you, Dr. Vibe. Okay.
Yes.
So, 4 reasons, first of all, why I feel New Year's resolutions flop. Okay. Why does it happen, Cherise?
I have
Number
a,
one.
can I
Yes.
just intro? I
Go
have a
ahead.
question. Is part of your sharing this evening going to be how to create a goal?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure that that's included.
Absolutely, honey. We're going to
Okay.
get down to the nitty gritty.
All right. I'm
But
just
we're going to
gonna
get
like,
into it.
okay. We're gonna make it happen. Making magic.
Give us some Pat LaBelle. Come on.
All right.
Okay. Yes, so yes, we are going to talk about how. That's the essence of the message. Is
Okay.
how do we put together effective goals, Cherise, where we can win. Absolutely, that's what we want. We want to win. We want to win. So my thing is win at work. The win at work coach. Yes, honey. Yes, yes, yes. So number one, sometimes we make the goals, the New Year's resolutions specific. We're talking about goals tonight, so they're too broad. They're too grand. Okay, so we're going to talk about bringing it down and to something that's attainable for you. So a lot of times the reasons that they flop is that they're too broad to begin with. We're not doing a Broadway show. We're doing some intimate local theater first, okay? So we've got to start at the beginning. Start with something attainable, and we'll talk about that. You wanted to interject?
Yeah. Can you give an example of a broad goal versus a specific goal for our audience?
Oh, absolutely. And we'll talk about this as it's not attainable. Let's say that I want to learn ballet, and I can't think of one of the New York ballet company. I want to start learning ballet this month, January 2018, and I'm going to be ready to audition for the New York Ballet Company by December. Well, now, it's great to be enthusiastic and excited and have something lofty like that. But if you're just starting to learn ballet this year, are the odds really good that you'll be ready, that your skill level will be high enough for you to even audition for the New York Ballet Company? How about we do a live recital by the end of the year? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So something, because we're going to talk about them being action focused and attainable as well. So sometimes they're too broad, they're not specific enough, and that's the first thing with your SMART goals, is that they have to be specific, okay, and they have to be attainable. But we're going to get to that. Number 2, the why. The why behind your goal. You haven't given any thought to the why. Why do you want this? That's some magic fairy dust when you establish the why. Okay, and a lot of times when I hear, and I've read, several books about goal setting, and I'm sure most of us and most of your audience has, but they don't talk about the why. Talk about the what. What do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? What is it about this goal that's going to stir you up? So a lot of times they flop because there's not been a why established. Number 3, the how has not been established. We write down a goal, we say what we want to do, but we're not getting, again, specific enough as to how, breaking down the steps as to how we're going to get that goal under our feet. How do we bring it and make it come to pass? Okay, so, and lastly, and this is important, you're lacking passion, desire. You don't have any passion behind this thing. That's why people lose steam so early on. There's no passion, no desire behind this goal. So it's got to be something that stirs you up. So we talk about SMART, but here's the other thing. My goals, it has to be way SMART. So it also has to be written. Your goal, I'm talking about your goal, it has to be written down. It has to be adaptable because you might need to make some changes along the way. And let me say this, Dr. Bob, that it's okay to adjust. It's okay to adjust your goal. So my goal is to try out for the New York Ballet Company by the end of the year. Well, let's after I took the first 4 weeks, I found out I have 2 left feet. Let's push that. Let's adjust it a little bit. Maybe we'll make that a goal for the 3rd year, the 5th year. We'll see how it goes. So you want to write them down. You want to write your goals down. You want them to have some wiggle room, be adjustable. And then lastly, again, just tying in with my 4 reasons for why they flop, there has to be a yearning on the inside.
Yeah. I fully agree with that, especially the why part is so important, because when you get the why involved, that means that the emotion gets into it, and there'll be times in your journey that you don't know how you're going to do something, but when you have the why, the how becomes easier. Yes,
that is so true. That's everything.
Yeah, so I'm just adding a little stuff because it's you're driving the ship tonight. I'm just steering it. So I just wanted to add that in regards to, the goal thing. I think the emotional component is so important, because there's going to be challenges along the way, and if you don't have that emotional component and the visual component, what is it going to look like? Yeah, you'll get knocked out.
Let me tell you this, and Dr. Vibe, feel free to interject, honey, because you always offer wisdom. But here's the other thing. When you get your emotions involved, it just adds fuel to the flame. Because you're going to have obstacles, right? You're going to have some obstacles that are going to come. And so you have to have that emotional stirring, that yearning, that desire, that passion to keep going regardless.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree. What I tell people is you got to use your fight for fuel.
Ooh, I love it. Viewers, write that down, honeys. You should have some notebook paper out or your phone. Now, come on now. Don't come to the house without your tools.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, it's better to go to battle with armor on than naked. Continue on.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get into this.
Okay.
Let's get into this. So let's talk about this. Let's break this down just a little bit more. Now, again, you know, Cherise does things a little spicy, a little different. So before we get into the goals, okay, Dr. Vibe, before we get into the goals, here's a couple of things. What needs to go? Because let me tell you something. You can write them down. They can be adjustable. You can have desire and passion and all of that. You've got your way smart goals. Okay, we're going to talk specifically about the smart component here in just a second. But you need to ask yourself what needs to go. And what I'm talking about in regards to that, your thoughts, beliefs, habits, and people that could be a distraction.
Drop it.
Or a delay.
Get rid of it.
Come on, Dr. Vibe. Am I telling the truth or what?
Got to get rid of it. You've got to get rid of it. You know, it's
what has to go.
Yeah, you know, it's like, I think many of us when we were younger, we were ticklish. Some of us are still are, but I think there came a point that you said, you know what? If someone tickles me, I'm not gonna react the same way I did. So if you want to get rid of it, you got to stop it. You got to stop reacting to that. You've got to stop it. So as was it George Fraser, I saw him 20 years ago, and he said something that I'll never forget. He said, most people, one of the quickest ways that they can get ahead is get rid of the people that are negative in their lives.
Preach it and teach it.
And it's so true.
It's true. It is so true. Oh my God.
Get rid of the negative people and get rid of the negative things in your life, and you will live lighter, and you'll get closer to your goals quicker because there's less unworthy and unnecessary distraction.
Yes, you all. You've got to protect your energy, honeys. You have to protect your energy. So a lot of times, I don't care how specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, time focused. We'll get into all that here in just a second. But it doesn't matter if you're following those steps. If you hanging around with negative Nelly and negative Ned who telling you, oh,
Ned and
man,
Nelly.
you can't do that. You can't do that.
Where have I heard of Ned and Nelly before? Somewhere. That's another conversation.
That's another conversation.
Yes. Or we may get to it at the end of this. But keep on going.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you're not going to be able to do it. So you've got to think. And some of you are holding on to these old 8-tracks and cassette tapes, these old negative thoughts. Some teacher back in the day told you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that. And you're still playing that round and around in your head. So again, your thoughts, beliefs, habits, and people. You need to identify what needs to go. Okay? So because we want to set ourselves up for success. Amen. Amen. Okay? So let's get into this now. So we're talking about now the SMART goals. So we've heard of this. They have to be specific, measurable, action. They have to be realistic. Okay, which the example that I gave Dr. Vibe about, you know, becoming an all-star ballerina in a year. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's not likely. Okay, sometimes when you're starting, you know, starting from the bottom, now we're here. It takes time to get to here. Okay, so that takes a little time. So we want them to be realistic, and we want them to be time focused. All right. So I'm going to give you a specific example. Are we doing all right on time, Dr. Vibe?
You're just
Because
on. You're on. You're
I
on.
just,
You're on it. You're on it. I'm just, as I said.
you know how I am on my scopes, honey. I'd be
Yes,
like,
I know.
oh, that's gonna be a few minutes, you all.
No
And
problem.
then an hour later, I'm still running my mouth.
No, you're running your heart.
Thank you. Thank you, God soul. So let me say this before I give this example, that sometimes we can have a plan, an overarching plan. Okay, maybe the plan is to be that New York Ballet Company all-star dancer, ballerina, or what have you. Or maybe our plan, I'm going to use, weight loss and health here, because I know that that's one that we can all relate to. So Dr. Bob knows I'm very transparent. I share my own, journey all the time on Periscope. Just really being transparent, so you all can relate, and we can feel each other's journey. But let's say this. Let's say my plan is, I plan to lose, and this is for real now. Okay, this is the real stuff. I'm being vulnerable here. Y'all be gentle with me now.
All right. Bringing it from Periscope to YouTube.
That's what I'm doing. Dr. Vibes, let me be raw Reese here. Okay. So the plan could be, the overarching plan could be, I plan to lose 30 pounds by December 31st, 2018. This is part of the plan, some of the action steps, by implementing daily exercise and healthy eating habits. Okay, but again, that plan is great, but it needs some specific goals. Okay, that sounds beautiful. I plan to lose 30 pounds by December 31st, 2018 by implementing daily exercise and healthy eating habits. Well, yay. Okay, but if that's as far as we go, it's going to be so easy to let that slip by, because there's no details in this. There's nothing specific. There's nothing measurable, action, realistic. We've got to really break this down. So I want to give you again, and you guys can kind of take this example if health is one of the areas that you're wanting to improve upon, and you can just adjust it accordingly. So then we might make a specific goal that says, I will lose and maintain a 7.5 pound weight loss each quarter of this calendar year. So we're talking about every 3 months, I will lose and maintain a 7.5 pound weight loss each quarter of this calendar year. Now that's taking that overarching plan, making a specific goal, and now this is where we apply our SMART, our specific strategy, our measurement, how will we measure this, the actions that we're going to take. Is it realistic? If I weighed, I don't know, let's say I weighed 500 pounds and I said I wanted to lose, 300 of it this calendar year. Well, now we might need to kind of, again, break that down a little bit. What's realistic and healthy for me to lose in the next 12 months? So the plan could be, I'm going to lose 300 pounds, but maybe that will be over 3 years. Okay, do you get are you guys feeling me? You vibing with me? No pun intended, or maybe so.
I think so. Coming from you, I think so.
Stick with me, everybody. So we had the plan to lose the 30 pounds in the calendar year by implementing exercise, okay, and also implementing better, healthier eating habits. Now, you have to be specific with that, because does that mean you're going to let go of the cake and the cookies, but you're still going to eat the chips and, the candy? because that won't work. Okay, so you have to really be specific, and that's that first step of your SMART goal, is that you have to really be specific, and you want to be strategic as well. So you want to be specific, and you want to be strategic. So here we go to the next level here, and we're going to cover these other areas. To accomplish this, I will exercise 6 days a week for 60 minutes. Now, that's adjustable as well. It's measurable and it's adjustable. Okay, there's action involved as well. So 6 days a week for 60 minutes. Now then we're being even more specific. You can't be specific enough. And see what Dr. Vibe, I will share this with you. Sometimes working with my clients, they're like, well, how down to the nitty gritty detail do I need to get? I said, the deeper you go with the detail, my love, the more likely you are to stick to this goal. So I have them in there in the office, writing stuff out. But, once you get done with the process, you have not only a plan, but specific goals. And you feel empowered because you've given yourself the steps. You're not left with this broad, ambiguous, plan or goal. You know exactly what you're going to do. So on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I will do weights and what did I say? Weights and yoga. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I will walk 3 miles at home. So I know specifically what my exercise is going to be. I can measure it. I can tally it. I can keep a journal of it. I'm doing mine on Periscope so the whole world knows whether I'm doing it or not. Okay. And then with the same thing, the same exact thing, Dr. Vibe, with the health. I will download the FitnessPal app. I will keep track of my calories for my food and beverage on a daily basis. Do you see? So now we are applying that specific, measurable, action-oriented, and attainable, realistic, and time-focused. Okay, so we've taken what we want to do each quarter, and we've broken down what we're going to do each week and each day. That, my friends, is how you stay on track with your goals. You have to invest some time. I always say with Taylor, for you, Dr. Vibe, it's tea time, okay? It's tea time over here, which means we've got to invest some time. We've got to invest some energy and our attention to make it happen. To take it to the top, it's tea time. Your time, your energy, and your attention, and sometimes some money.
Yeah.
Might be a gym membership, may not be. Maybe you may have to invest some money with some supplements, some vitamins, whatever the case may be. But you're going to have to make an investment, definitely, of your time, energy, and attention in order to succeed towards your goals.
Well,
you want to make it happen. That's it.
As I share with people, that I say that are the things you're doing an investment or an expense?
Oh, that's good.
Right. I think we all love investments. We don't like expenses.
Yes.
So I think it's really powerful what you're sharing, and you know what? It's gonna take work.
Yes.
It's gonna take work, and a lot of times when we don't achieve our goals, if we're really being transparent with ourselves, we haven't done enough work.
Oh,
and I put my hand up there right there. When I look at all the time and say, did I do the work? Did I do the work?
Absolutely.
Well, that's very, very important. And persistent and consistent. Did I do the work? And it's not. It's so important. Work. How can what did one of my mentors say? Celebrate frequently, grind regularly.
Ooh, I like that.
Right?
I like that a lot.
You know, so
I like that. That's good.
that's really
That's
really
so
really
good.
really important in regards to the goal setting. And you
Yeah.
should always have, I think too, one, don't achieve a goal and don't have another one to achieve.
Oh, yes. You gotta keep growing. You gotta, that's, tailored for you. Part of our motto is take it to the top. So it's always about getting to your personal best.
Oh, I like that. Actually, one of my, how
Yeah.
can I say, one of my associates, I remember we were having a chat one day and he said, "Okay, let's start from the ground up." He says, "No, I start from the sky and go up." I loved that. I loved that. I
Hey,
said, "That's beautiful."
I like that. Yeah, because we're all starting with, different ingredients. Okay? And so it's not about comparison. And that was something that I encountered too, Dr. Vibe, in starting Tailored for You. I was looking at other trainers, other speakers, other coaches, and saying, oh my gosh, I don't have this and I don't have that, and I need fancier cards, and I need a fancier this and I need a fancier that. And I realized their journey is their journey. And they started with different ingredients.
Exactly.
I don't know what they started with.
True.
I know what I'm seeing now, but I don't know what they started with or when they started.
Or what they
and
went
so you got to focus on you.
And you don't know what they went through either.
Oh, that's so true.
Right? Like
we covet and we want, and we don't know the struggle, the hardship that people went through to get to the level that we see.
Well, a lot of times I say, I don't want what people have, I want what they know.
Oh, just so full of wisdom.
I want what they know. That's what I want. The knowledge.
Yes.
And that's their key. And I don't want to interrupt because I know you probably have more. If not, we can continue on. But I don't know if you have more things you want to share with the audience.
There's just a few other things.
Sure.
I really want you to focus on the way part, the way smart part, where I talked about writing them down. That's so important for you to have something tangible that you can pick up, and that you can read and reference on a regular basis. And it's such an important part. But Dr. Vibe, and I with my clients personally, I make them do it old school. I make them write longhand.
Yep. I do that
I do
too.
Because there's an intimacy with the words. There's an intimacy with what you're writing, your goals. I'm all for, I have more tablets and phones than probably most people that you know. But I love technology. I love all the e-readers and all of this stuff. But there's something about just having some paper and a pen or a pencil and writing it out, getting connected to it. It's not enough to think it out. You need to write it out.
Oh, when you write it down, you own it.
Yes.
And you're making that.
It's biblical to write it out.
And it's a commitment. You're writing your commitment to yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's
absolutely.
And I had 2 clients in the last week. I said, write it down, and they wrote it down. And it's always more effective when they write it down.
It really is. It like you said, it makes it real because it's in this, it's in this tangible form where, I know everybody uses their tablets and puts it in their notes app or what have you and all of that. We have access to so many great things now, but there's something very impacting or powerful about, yes, Dr. Vibe, see, we right there. We right there. We are there. We're there.
Synchronized.
Yes. Truly. I mean, so that's the main thing and I do want to reiterate about assessing your thoughts,
yep,
your beliefs,
yep,
and your habits,
yep,
as well as the people that are around you.
Okay.
And sometimes my clients will say, well, Cherise, I can't do anything about my family. I can't do anything about, my coworkers. And, it can be a challenge, but you can make adjustments. You can make adjustments. You may have to share the household with your siblings or with your spouse, and they may not believe in your goal. They may not believe in your plans. But that again is just when I tell you to take the time to identify that at the very least, we come up with a plan to deal with that. Because really, that's what I was talking about at the onset of this conversation. Obstacles will come on your way towards reaching these goals. And so there has to be a plan of how you're going to overcome those things and adjust to that.
Okay. Well, I like obstacles because
I see them as opportunities for growth.
Well, not only that, they tell you where you stand and where you need to go and grow, right? So motion causes friction, people. So
yes.
be guaranteed that anything that you're out to do, there's probably going to be someone that's going to criticize you. So that is in the case. And I would say if you have a goal and you're sharing it with people, if the person you're sharing or people you're sharing it with say, how, they're not for you. But if they say, wow, that's when then that's, they're there for the ride for you. They go, wow. You don't want the how people, you want the wow people.
I love that.
Right. You want the wow people. We need more wow and less how in our journeys, right?
Yes. Oh, please. Yes. Please and thank you.
And I piggyback on what Cherise is saying. The thought process, is so important in your goals. Where the mind goes, the person follows, right? So
yes. Every time.
And she said about, she has clients that come to her and complain about other people. But the thing is, they don't control you. Right?
Exactly.
Right? They don't, you want to deal with OQP, only quality people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what you want, because it's a journey and you need the right people. You want that when you have a bad day, you have people that can put some latitude in your attitude and you can make a U-turn, right? But also be ready to serve them also.
I agree.
Right.
That's it. You want people who are going to really lift you up. And people who will hold you accountable. And I love that.
Yeah.
People who believe in what you're doing and they're willing and waiting to pull you up when you have those days, you have those moments where you don't feel like it. Because those will come too. They'll say, now remember the long-term plan, the overarching plan. And they'll just remind you and give you a little nudge, to keep going the right way.
Keep goal setting as constant. It's so important because as I tell people, I'd rather be dead than bored.
Ooh wee. Keep it moving, keep it exciting. Yeah. As long as we're on this side, Dr. Vibe, there's a plan and there's a purpose for each one of us. Yeah. And so that alone should ignite you and excite you in the morning. To get up, to get going, to keep moving, to keep pressing in. Because there's a plan for you.
Right. And I'm going to share one or two things for an upcoming thing I'm going to be doing on Periscope. But
please do.
Thinking differently leads to living differently.
Ooh. Come now. Right. Come with it.
And if you want to change, remember it happens one thought at a time.
Yeah.
So if you want to establish goals, don't think it's going to light bulb overnight. It's going to take one thought at a time in establishing your goals. You have to you want to say that where I am now is not where I'm going.
Mm,
Right?
that's golden. That's a
Right?
gem.
You want to have that vision. And a lot of times, hey, if people don't have the same vision, it leads to die vision.
Oh, I love it.
Right? So
I love
make sure you
it.
have those goals. Make sure you write them down. Make sure,
Yes.
and also, and it's a thing I've been sharing with a lot of clients is, how do you get an easy win?
I think it's number one, remembering to celebrate
Mm-hmm.
each success
Yeah,
along the way.
easy wins. Easy
You
wins.
know, don't wait for that big grand thing to happen. Make sure that you're celebrating along the way.
What I love with clients that make major breakthroughs, I say, I remember you when.
Yeah, I do that too. I'll go back through some notes and, sessions that we've shared and say, do you remember when we were working on ABC and you were just scared or you thought it wasn't going to work out? Do you remember that? Oh my gosh, yeah. Because that's, to me, that's part of my role as a coach, is to be a partner, to be a guide, but to be a partner with them and to remind them and show them how far they've come on the journey. So,
But when we coach, it's the client that has to do the work. It's not our job to do the
oh,
work.
you
You got,
let me say this about that.
yes, especially when it
I
comes
will
to goals. We'll think goals along with you, but you got to do them.
You have to do the work, and I will tell my clients at the beginning, because in my contracts I have a release clause, and they must do the work. They must be making progress towards whatever presenting challenge they've come to me with, and I need to see from session to session that they're doing the work. Or, this may sound unconventional to some other coaches, but I'm wasting my time. They're wasting their time. They're wasting their money. So if you're not ready to let's get it in. Let's go. Because Coach Taylor is sweet, but she's going to push. And I need to see you and hear you doing the work. So if you're not ready, we're not going to keep meeting and you're not doing the work. Okay.
Got to do the
Sorry.
work. You got to do the work. And one other thing I'm going to share with people from an upcoming sharing session I'm going to do on Periscope. When you're setting your goals, take some time to turn down the noise.
Oh.
And what I mean by that is, have quiet time. Something I do almost every Saturday afternoon, from about at least 2 hours every Saturday afternoon. I do nothing. I turn off everything. And that's just me time. And I just sit back and relax. I don't do nothing. I may go work out, but that's a quiet time for me because there's no interference. I'm just going to spend some time with myself, reflect. What you have to reject, redirect, and replace.
Oh, say that again.
Reject, redirect, and replace.
Love it. You mean for 2 hours, Dr. Vibe? You're not on social media
No.
for 2 whole hours?
Yeah. Done. And I don't answer my phone, because that's why I pay for voicemail. So if it's important, you need to, turn down the noise. We all got things going on, but you know what? And I'll lead this into, when you're doing goals and you achieve a goal, take a break before you start your next goal.
Kind of to just take in the experience.
Yes, enjoy the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and use that as foundation for the next goal that you're going to slay.
I love it. I love that. I love that. Just breathe it
Yeah.
in, take in that moment.
I had one of those moments last week. I've just finished doing some group coaching for 8 weeks with a group of gentlemen, and they graduated. And after they left, I just took a few moments and just had some time for myself and just relaxed. And now I've got to,
So
and
good.
it's relaxing because that's gonna be. I'm starting a next session tomorrow night, and also
Wow,
I got another big project. I'm actually going to be doing some coaching with some prisoners.
wow, Dr. V. Oh,
So that's going to be the next. But I just took some time to enjoy that moment and say thank you.
mm-hmm.
I said thank you to each one of them. So I enjoyed that moment, and that's what it's all about.
It is.
Just
But having that quiet time of rest. One thing I have to admit, I haven't done it. I didn't do it today, but most days when I come in from my day, I will just sit or kneel or whatever I feel led to do in spirit, and I will just thank God for the day. I'm like, God, just thank you for this day. And then I tell him the top four best things
ah, actually, here
that
that's something
happened.
too. If you're on a goal journey, go out to your dollar store, buy a book, and put on the cover it gratitude journal.
Oh,
Have a gratitude journal. Actually,
yes.
I have to go to an event tomorrow morning, and I'm actually going to be giving someone there a thank you card. They're not even expecting it.
Oh,
So I'm just giving them a thank, but start a gratitude journal, because when you're
yeah.
grateful for even the small things, your goals will come into better perspective, your why, and they will format better in your mind in regards to achieving those goals.
It brings such peace. It brings such joy, such happiness
Yeah.
when you take time to be grateful for what you already have. I thank God that my body functions, that I'm breathing, that my lungs and every that joints, everything is working.
Well, when people say how I'm doing, I tell them two things. I'm blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. And as I say, as long as I'm above ground, I'm good.
Okay, we are definitely in a sweet place.
Above ground, I'm above
When
ground, I'm
we're
good.
here, we're alive, and like I said, that indicates to me I haven't graduated on to glory. That means that there's a plan and a purpose for me here.
We sort of
And
went
that
off. We
excites
sort of
me.
went off topic a bit, so we better end this up.
We
Yeah,
did, but it
so
was good. It was
we'll
all
bring it back
good.
in.
I
But
know they love it.
well, and I'll just cap off this part of it saying that people will ask me why I help people, whether it's coaching, mentoring, whatever, and I
Mm-hmm.
say I need help, so that's why I help people.
Oh, yeah. It just gives me fuel. I mean, I really think, sharing about the grandma thing from fifth grade and all of that, it's really, if we really pay attention to our lives, our callings have been chasing us,
Hey, hey.
most of us, our whole lives.
Well,
And we're going some other direction,
as a lady I follow, I won't give her name out, said many years ago, your gift will take you where your character will fail you.
Ooh. Hmm. You
So
dropping the gems tonight.
no, well, I should. Well, and it's your people are gonna when they watch us on replay, they go, "Is this Doctor Vibe's conversation or Cherise?" So I better put a nail a stake on my participation here.
It's all
And
good. It's
uh,
all good.
so I just want you to just sum up in regards to goals. Any final points you'd like to share with us in regards to goals?
I think they're essential to your success. No matter whether it's personal or it's professional goals that you have, setting goals are essential to your success. It's great to have that broad overarching plan, and maybe there's a little bit of action and a little bit of the how and the why, but you need to break it down You need to make it specific. You need to make it measurable. It needs to be filled with action. There needs to be results, and it needs to have a time cap on it. And when you do that, when you take the time to detail it out, you're going to find so much more success. And don't forget to identify not only your what and your how, but your why.
I think start with the why
first. Yeah, that brings it all to, but people start with the what. Here's what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. But there's no introspective work as to why they want to achieve this. And that's what gives you that deep-seated connection to it.
Outstanding. Out of bounds as usual.
Cherise, it's all you.
Sure. It's no, it's definitely not. I just steered the ship. You drove the ship tonight, young lady. If people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Yes, you can find me on the World Wide Web at www.IamTailoredForYou.com, and that's TAYLORED, the number 4, the letter U.com. IamTailoredForYou.com. You can find me on Periscope with the same handle. I Am Tailored For You. Facebook, I Am Tailored For You. Instagram is actually Tailored For You Enterprises, spelled out. So, you know how people have you go to get it and someone else has it. So I had to spell Instagram out. Twitter, I Am Tailored For You. So please find me online. Connect with me. I'm so excited about empowering people, encouraging people, and just supporting them in, again, becoming their very personal best. Yes. All right. And Dr. Vibe, let me say this, honey.
Let me just say this. Let me duck.
Dr. Vibe, I met you it's been almost 3 years now.
Okay.
Some 3 years ago. And what I appreciate so much about you, kind sir, is your dedication, your faithfulness to these epic conversations, giving people like myself a platform to share our passions and to share what it is that we do to support and serve. And you serve and support us and so many others through what you do. So thank you so much. It has truly been an honor and a privilege to be here with you.
It's appreciated, not taken for granted, and I have a funny feeling you will be back. So we're looking forward to having you back when you're ready from taking time from all your Periscope conversations.
Lord have mercy.
Definitely follow her on Periscope. Sometimes she's on 3 times a day on Periscope. She is like I wonder if she has shares in Periscope. We're gonna have to call up
I need to get some.
Yeah, there you go. Cherise Taylor, rocking the house, out of bounds. We'll have all the contact information on the post that will go with this replay. I'm Dr. Vibe, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show. As always, if you want to catch replays of my YouTube conversations, you're at the place. But put in your YouTube search engine, DR VIBE SHOW. If you want to catch replays of my audio conversations, my epic audio conversations, you go to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music Store, and iHeartRadio. Selected audio replays can be found at thegoodmenproject.com and also WJMS Radio. Also know I'm a certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. If you would like a complimentary 30-minute conversation, please touch base with me at Twitter at DRVIBESHOW. And also, you can contact me via email, dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com, or go to my website, go to the top, click on Contact Dr. Vibe, fill out the contact information. We will make it happen. Also, I'm a brand ambassador for the only online magazine dedicated to African Americans in food, wine, and travel. The name of the magazine is called Cuisine Noire Magazine.
I didn't know that.
There you go. And the website is cuisinenoiremag.com, and I'm their only international brand ambassador, one of the first one chosen. of international status. And also, I'm just thinking, oh, yes, I provide a service opportunity called Getting Media Coverage, where I help businesses and entrepreneurs get media promotion so they can elevate their business. And then also, you can catch me live every Friday morning, 7:25 a.m. Eastern Time on WURD out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's only independently, publicly owned Black radio station, which is online and also AM/FM. I'm one of the panelists on the Week That Was segment. And what we do with other guests or other panelists, we take the stories that got coverage and stories that should have got more coverage during the week. And that segment is hosted by Christopher Flood, the drummer Norse, a gentleman I mentored many years ago, who is now the Monday to Friday 7 to 10 host, AM in the morning host on WURD. So
so
that
cool.
is, I think, everything I need to cover for now. Upcoming conversations on the Dr. Vibe Show. We're broadcasting live on January 22nd, but we have coming up on Thursday of this week's schedule is our Dr. Vibes Allies, where we get Black male thought leaders from Canada, the United States, and England, live audio, doing roundtables about a subject. Also, you catch me Friday morning on WURD. And then this Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, myself and Jonathan Juiceman Shaw from Brampton, Ontario, Canada, will be hosting Black Men Talking at WJMS Radio. So Dr. Vibe's going to be sitting here in Toronto getting broadcast via New York City. And if you want to come on the Dr. Vibe Show, touch base with me. I'll probably let you on if there's either you want to talk about something or provide me a subject where we can have an epic conversation. Would love to hear from you. And there are some other things that are bubbling under, some goals that I'm working on, at least 3 of them right now. One is a big one. And we'll see by, say, mid-year that comes through. But it would be a big thing. All of them are big.
Oh, I'm excited.
All of it, and it will be beneficial to every person that's watching here. Because even if you'll say, how did this guy from this place do that? So I want to be and then add light to your lives wherever I can. So 3 last things: live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Also, sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. And then finally, God bless, peace be well, keep the faith. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Twitter, follow me via email. God bless, peace be well, keep the faith. Ms. Taylor, for you, thank you for rocking the house, and
Thank you, Dr. Vibe.
And looking forward to having you back again when you are ready and taking some time off Periscope.
I would love it. I would love it.
God bless, peace be well, and keep the faith.
Bye, everyone.